is a revision of the rule that English words cannot end in a U, so we put an E after them. And it's not a phonogram, it's actually a rule. So our words are vague, tongue, cue, statue, virtue, issue, avenue, revenue, overdue, and barbecue. So do take a look. You've got don't forget you've always got that U after the Q too, is a rule. Issue, you've got that double S making a sh sound. And go through and highlight anything that you can see that may help you spell these words correctly. Even though we write barbecue in a abbreviated form as a BBQ with the letter Q, it's actually CUE at the end. So just be aware of that. Okay, let's go through and talk about the meanings of these words. So vague means describing something that is unclear. Tongue is a fleshy, muscular organ in the mouth of a mammal used for tasting, licking, swallowing, and speech in humans. A queue is a line or sequence of people or vehicles awaiting their turn to be attended to or to proceed. A statue is a curved or cast figure of a person or animal, especially one that is life-size or larger. Virtue is a trait that demonstrates goodness. An issue means important topics of concern. An avenue is a street, and it can also be an approach or a plan to do something. Revenue is income for an organisation, or could also mean a large amount of money. Overdue means not having arrived, happened, or been done by the expected time. And a barbecue, you know, is a meal cooked outside on a rack over an open fire. Now we do have a common saying here with tongue, in that mother tongue is the language that you have spoken from birth. We discussed the meanings of these words yesterday, so this page should be fairly easy, or you can go back to the day one video if you get stuck. So here you have to fill in the gap with the list word. The list words are above. Write the list word after its definition. You simply have to label these pictures here from the words above. Complete the expression. You may need to discuss this part within your group. Use the list words in a sentence. So we've got statue and revenue in one sentence here. And then we want you to write a sentence that demonstrates the meanings of both Q and Q. Don't forget, in all of these words, we're following the rule that in English words, they cannot end with U, so we must add an E after the U. It's not a phonogram, it's a rule. So in this section here, you have to complete the verb families. Do remember that if a base word ends in U and you want to add ing, E goes away when ing comes to stay. But if there's already an E there and you want to add ED for past tense, you're not going to add another E, you're just going to add the D. So down here you have to circle the verb in the incorrect tense and then write it correctly. So read each of those sentences, work out which verb is incorrect, and then change its tense to write it correctly there. Make the new word, then use it in a sentence. So we've given you the hints here. You just have to follow the prompts. Work out the structure of the word before you write the sentence too. So use avenue in a sentence literally and then figuratively in another. So as a physical street, and then in the second sentence as an approach or plan to do something. Then we want you to define the expression, then use it in a sentence. Now if you don't know what mother tongue is, we discussed it on the day one video. There are 12 reasons that a word ends in E. A lot of kids only know one, but there are 11 other reasons. This is the most common one that you're taught. Final E makes the previous vowel long. So if you've got skate, if you don't put the E on the end, it'd be scat, so we put the E to make that previous vowel long. English words do not end in I. So pie, tie, lie, die, we have to just put an E on the end. It's not a phonogram, it's a rule. The same with English words do not end with U, so we add an E. UE is not a phonogram, it's a rule. English words can't end in a V, so love, have, live, leave. all have an E on the end just to make sure that the V isn't at the end of the word. Now, English words do not end in J either, so we use GE for the J sound at the end of words. SE at the end of a word makes the S say Z, so we've got rise, nose, cause, phrase. So it's good to notice that S actually says Z more than it says S. So just be aware of that one. This one's also quite interesting. E may be added to keep singular words that end in S from looking like a plural. So when they were working out how to spell words like house, horse, course, goose, that naturally ended with an S, they thought, oh, well, normally words that end in S are in their plural form. So to show that they're singular, they decided to put an E on the end. So if you want to make them plural, you have to add an S after the E. We've also got final E makes the say the, so you've got teeth, breathe, bathe, clothe, so you can hear the difference in sound there. Final E makes C, so it's soft sound, and it makes a G make it soft sound J. So you've got bridge, grudge, edge, lodge, and here you've got face, mice, trace, rice, just as examples. Now this is another interesting reason. Final E may change a phonogram into a word, as most English words have 3 letters. So if you look at the word R or the or O or without the E on the end, they are just phonograms. So to make them into words, and most words have 3 letters or more, we just add an E. So we can tell the difference between a phonogram and a word. Final E may be necessary for the rule every syllable must have a vowel. So if you look at words where we have to add an L, like puddle, fiddle, kettle, muscle, the only reason the E is on the end is to make sure that the second syllable has a vowel in it as well as the first one.